What is up, my friends, and welcome to episode 61, oh shit, of Closet Gamers Age of Engineering series. That is right. Look at what we have in here. Lots and lots of industrious bees. That is right. We finally got there. The diligent and unweary bees finally gave up the goods and bred into industrious bees for us, which is fantastic. Essentially, what I did was just grab some pristine stock of diligent and unweary bees and just keep running them through over and over and over again. Eventually, the pristine stock princesses will turn into industrious queens. Okay, just keep running them through over and over and over again, and it will happen. You'll also get loads and loads of industrious drones as well. When you get your industrious drones, just get a queen of any type, doesn't really matter, as long as you can breed it in a normal environment, and just keep breeding those as well. And then that'll give you, essentially, if you breed this with like a meadows pristine stock queen, you will get industrious drones. If you sort of wait enough time and just keep pushing them through over and over and over again, she'll turn into an industrious queen. So that's really good. So you'll get those, and then once you've got a few, then just stick them in here. Check their thoroughbreds. I haven't checked these. I'm not too bothered about it, to be honest. It seems to be doing okay. Just keep breeding those together, and it will get you more drones. And once you've got your drones, pick them up, and I'll show you where I'm going to take these, because I have somewhere set up. That I set up sort of off cam. I don't know if I showed you this last episode actually, but what it is, it's really good. I found I think it's an ice plains biome or something like that. Let me just dial it up. Where are we? Ice plains. Let's dial that bad boy up and let's jump back in here. So here we are in our beautiful little serene sort of ice area. It's lovely, isn't it? It's really peaceful out here. And there's no lag as well, which is fantastic. So over here, what we've got, I've been sort of flying around, whizzing around at a bazillion miles an hour, gathering up, oh there's a meter right there, gathering up as many princesses as I can. Let me grab this one. Hopefully this has got a pristine princess in it. Have you got a pristine? No, you're ignoble. You're no good. You're no good to us. Let's just grab those anyway. I'm sure they'll come in useful at some stage. So once you get a handful of pristine stock princesses and some drones as well, what you want to do is just chuck the pristine princesses in here, like this one, pristine stock, and just mix them with your industrious drones and just keep that going over and over and over again. What I've got is extract on brown on here, and then it comes into here, and then it will only extract if it's a wintry princess and an industrious drone. So sometimes you'll get sort of wintry drones, sometimes you'll get industrious princesses coming out. If you do, sometimes you do get industrious princesses coming out. You kind of want to just take those back home and just breed some more industrious drones from those guys. You just want to kind of do that. So these guys, and eventually what will happen is these wintry princesses will turn into icy princesses, and then what I've got here is a filter that allows the icy princesses out and the icy drones out into here, which then breeds these two together. So because these are pristine stock, they will stay the same and they won't die. So what happens is then get sucked back out, they get checked to see if they are still icy princesses, which they should be if they're thoroughbreds, and then they just keep breeding over and over and over and over again. We'll get tons and tons of drones here eventually. But the good thing about this is we've now got ice shards. That's pretty good. Ice shards in there, and we've got frozen comb as well. I don't know what I can use frozen comb for. We can crystalline pollen structure. Used in what? Don't know. Iodine capsule. Making it rain. Interesting. You also get snowballs and beeswax from these guys. Yeah, that's quite interesting, I suppose. Snowballs could be handy. Anyway, what we'll do, I've got this chunk loaded, so they will just carry on breeding and making us ice shards as well. Yes, very good, very, very good. I like it. We'll just leave that chunk loaded, leave it running, and that will be great. So we've got ice shards anyway. So that is what we needed to make our vacuum freezer from Tech Reborn, didn't we? Because we've got tungsten steel upstairs sitting in this guy here, and we've got loads of dark ashes left in there, but we've got 20 hot tungsten steel. Is this going to burn me if I pick it up? No, it's not. Good. So what we need to do is get our vacuum freezer hooked up, and I've read a guide and it says that I don't need the multi-block structure behind the vacuum freezer for it to work. So Maybe that's true, maybe it's not true, I'm not sure. But I'm going to need a couple of extractors anyway, and quite a few tree taps by the looks of things. So let's grab 8 tree taps, and these don't stack, do they? So I'm going to have to drag these out one by one. This is laborious. Don't like doing laborious things. If I have to do something more than once, and it should be automated. That's my view on life. So I think was that 8? That might have been 9, I'm not sure. Was you 8 or was you 9? And then some basic machine casing, so maybe I can get 2 extractors. I need another machine casing. So let's get one more of those. What? It's lagging a little bit today. Why are you lagging? I've not got enough iron plates. Holy crap. Really? Not got enough iron plates. That is not good enough. I'll tell you what we need to do then. Is we need to craft up 100. And then we need to tell our system to keep a certain amount of iron plates in stock. Let's wait for it to get a stack, and then let's go downstairs, and we'll do something to keep these in stock, because I'm fed up of running out of bloody iron plates. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come down here, and I've got some ME interfaces set up here. Now this one's got a storage bus on the top and a crafting card loaded into it, so if I tell it to always keep 64 iron plates in stock, it should call those for crafting and stock those. So we're never going to run out of iron plates again. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to do actually, is maybe I should just, well, I've got loads of vibrant alloys, maybe we just need to get some energetic alloys in stock as well. So let's do this. Let's tell all this that we want a stack of these at all times in stock. And it's going to make those. And they'll be available in our system. There we go, look, it's moved those. And it's crafting those as well. So that will keep a stack of those energetic alloys in stock as well. And what I'll probably do is actually set up all of the Ender Eye ones, because they take forever, don't they? So we'll leave that, that's good. I'll set that up off cam, so we'll just have a stack of each of those in stock at our disposal at all times. Actually, I might do 2 stacks of the Ender Eye stuff, I'm not quite sure, because we often need, you know, like 400 at once. And waiting for those is a ball ache. I also need to distribute these properly and have some distribution set up. Anyway, I haven't really said what this episode is going to be about, have I? We're going to continue on our quest for 5 times ore processing, and that means that we need the icy shards to make our vacuum freezer, doesn't it? So let's see about this now, because we was just making this machine casing, so now we should be able to make another one of these extractors. Yes, and that should mean if we've got steel plates and we've got advanced circuits, we should be able to make a vacuum freezer. Fantastic. Now, input rate, tier is medium. Tier is medium. Let's put those ice shards in stock. Do I want to take the risk with this? Because these machines are a bit funky. So this is high voltage coming in here. That is like high voltage coming in here. And I suppose 512 is classed as medium, so maybe if I just get rid of this. Why you do this? If I get rid of this, I mean, please don't blow up. It's not blown up. That's good. So that's going to take. Do I want to risk it? Right. Okay. Look. So people have told me that these machines can run on voltages above what they say. I don't think voltage is the right word, but you know what I mean. They can run on a higher tier than what they say. So this is a medium tier. So if this blows up, then it's your fault, right? Didn't blow up. That's good. Is it getting much power though? It's not really getting much power, is it? It's not really getting enough power. But I don't think we need much of this stuff going forward, do we? So what else is tungsten steel used for? Let's look at the usage on you, please. What are you used for crafting? So block of tungsten steel, and what is this? Mixed metal ingots. And then so mixed metal ingots, more mixed metal ingots. And we can make those without tungsten steel, can't we? Mixed metal ingots. And what's this? Iridium reinforced tungsten steel block. What's that used for? Usage on you? Doesn't look like much. Maybe that's used for a multi-block. And then the elite smelting factories, so just 2 for those. and the elite crushing factory, 2 for those. Combining factories, purifying factories, injecting factories. So a lot of the mechanism stuff, and then the elite tier installer. I think that's like an upgrade. Yeah, that's like the upgrade card for some of these machines. I think you just use that on the existing machines. So if you've got a factory, like an advanced factory, I think if you use that elite tier installer, then that upgrades it. Reactor frames, so it's used for the mechanism reactor, I think, which I might make. I'm not quite sure. We can't really use it for RF though. In sort of normal packs where RF is not disabled, then it is really, really powerful. Well, so this is quite weird. I wanted to move this downstairs, okay, to put it sort of straight on our nuclear reactors to see if that would improve the power situation. So I use this wrench. I'm not going to do it again because it just caused me a load of heartache. But essentially, I used the wrench on this vacuum freezer, and when I picked it up, it had turned into which one was it? It turned into an electric furnace from Tech Report, which was quite strange. So I made another vacuum freezer and I put it down, and then it filled up with 64,000 EU and was working perfectly fine, which is a bit strange. These machines seem quite weird in the way that they behave, and these ones as well. Industrial electrolyzers just seem quite weird. Sometimes they're working, sometimes they're not. Seems really, really odd to me how these machines behave. So is this working? Yeah, it's working. Good. So that's pretty good. I mean, we're getting the tungsten steel, which is the main thing, isn't it? It's behaving rather odd though. I'm a bit concerned about it. I think it might have some kind of psychological problem. But you know, that's fine. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. Who cares? So hot tungsten still there. Let's get that, and we'll chuck that in there as well, and we'll let that run. We'll let it do its thing because we've got the stuff that we need now. As far as I'm concerned, it can get lost. So let's see about now making these 2 crystallizers that we need to finish off our tier 4 room, shall we? So crystallizers from Mekanism is what we're after, which is, I've spelt crystallizers wrong. It's this one down here, isn't it? So crystallizers is double L with a Z, apparently, according to the Mekanism guy. So it's lots and lots of sort of ultimate stuff, the ultimate alloys. Well, they're called atomic alloys, but you know, they're kind of ultimate. So if we've got enough to make this, maybe we have. No, I don't think we have actually. Let's just get rid of that for a minute. Let's see what we're missing from this. We're missing the bottom one, so we're just missing another basic gas tank. I'm kind of fed up with making loads of these basic gas tanks. They're a bit of a pain. Maybe I should put those on a recipe and craft those. But here we go, look. Chemical reactors, and we're missing a couple more tungsten still, so let's just chuck those in the inventory there, and there's our last chemical crystallizer. So that's pretty good. So now we can whiz back over to the mining age. But why don't we get the next bits that we need? So we need chemical injection chambers as well. So 2 of these as well, chemical injection chambers. So let's have a look at these and see what these are all about. So chemical injection chamber, this one here. So this is a bit cheaper because this is tier 3. So let's see about these blue alloys. So these ones, we're going to need some of these, so they will craft, and then we're going to need more of the blue circuits as well, and I'll call them blue. They're the elite ones, okay, that's the ones that we need. So they will craft, no problem, and that might use up our alloys actually. Hopefully it doesn't use up our alloys. So let's see if we've now got the bits and pieces that we need to make the chemical injection chambers ×2. So actually, hang on a minute. What's this in the middle? Purification chambers and enrichment chambers. Oh, okay. So we need 2 enrichment chambers. Then we need 2 purification chambers, which we haven't got the stuff for. We need some more alloys, don't we? So some more of these guys. Was it that? Chemical injection chamber, enriched alloys, and we haven't got. We have got. Maybe I just used something that was meant for something else. 1 minute. Let's make some more of these. Jeez, I'm continually running out of these little alloys. There we go. Right, they'll craft. I'll be back in a sec. So here we go. There's those ones. So there's the purification chamber, and then the 2 chemical injection chambers. So 1 and 2. Good. So in addition to those, we're going to need another couple of gas tanks as well. So why don't we go here and just grab 2 of these, because we're going to need these to store our hydrogen chloride. So let's grab those. So that I think we're good to go. Let's whiz back over to Closet Chem. Yes. And that should bring us nicely to our reception area. So here we are. Now I just need to remember where these are actually going to go. No, I don't actually. They're going to go here. They're going to go right here, and I've already got all the stuff set up. So it's going to be the chemical crystallizers are going to go one, not there. That's a bit too close for comfort. Where is my configurator? There you are. Come back here and let's switch to wrench mode. Get rid of that. I think I was kind of stood on here. It went on top of there. So let me stand like here and do it. So chemical crystallizer goes there, and then the other chemical crystallizer goes there. And these are set to extract, but they're not always active yet. I need to turn these round actually. So let's do ourselves a favour. Let's turn all of this off before it all goes mental. So you should be off now. Good. And let's go and turn all of this off as well. Otherwise, it's going to seriously lag. These are on. Okay, so we need to turn these off. Are you off? Good. That will stop the game freezing up while I'm trying to record. It's not good for the game to be freezing. And doing lots and lots of calculations and sort of RAM cycling whilst I'm trying to record an episode. So let's turn this guy around. So big face is in. And then this one, big face is in. Then we need some advanced pressurized tube. We don't really need advanced, we just need like normal pressurized tube. So that should... Do I need to turn this round again? Let me see about this. That's right, so it's little face in on that one. That's weird, isn't it? Little face in on that one. Okay. There needs to be more consistency in this mod. So that's going to take the clean copper slurry and turn it into crystals. Yeah, copper crystals. Okay, and then we send those through our pipe system. So this needs to be now be extract always active, and I've got this conduit probe. So thank you, King Triax, for telling me about conduit probes. I didn't even know they existed. So what the conduit probe is, if you sort of shift a mouse wheel through, it will turn yellow, and then you can shift right click on there, and then right click on there, and then that will copy the configuration of the conduit to there. So you can sort of configure loads and loads of conduits really quickly and really easily. So I didn't even know that was in there. And I think I have seen one of those before. So these, have I got this sorted out properly? So these need to come round here. Where have I got these going? So I've got these going to these. Yes, I have. I've got these sorted out. But I haven't got these set to insert yet. And I haven't got my power sorted out, so they need to move actually. That's in the wrong place. And that's in the wrong place, so I need the power to be running along there. So let's grab those out of there. Let's grab a couple of things. Let's grab our pick. And let's go back into our system and let's get some universal cable as well, because we need to put the power on these, don't we? So where's our universal cable gone? We've got basic one there, we've got the elite one there. We've got quite a lot of those actually. Let's chuck that wrench back in there. Get rid of that. So this is where our chemical injection chambers are going to go, where these blocks are at the moment, and then our 2 gas tanks are going to go like here, and then our nitrogen chloride is going to come in here from the room next door. We'll probably be able to set that up today actually, but the multi-block structures for the brine are going to be outside, so maybe we will set the patterns for the multi-block structures today as well, hopefully, if we've got time. So that should be pretty good. Then that will get us nitrogen chloride, and then we'll be well on our way. In fact, I think if we get nitrogen chloride set up, then I think we're almost done. Chemical injection chamber 1, chemical injection chamber 2. So maybe the conduit needs to come sort of, so the nitrogen chloride is going to come in here. So the conduit will probably be good to come around the side on this one. So this is going to be insert. So that's good for that one. Then we need to think about how the power is going to run into here. So power is over whereabouts is best to run the power from for these. Maybe along here, but then maybe along here. I'm not quite sure. Let's get rid of these first of all. So the power's going to come on there. So let's go sort of down and then along like this. That sounds good to me. We'll kind of have it just sort of snaking randomly across the room. There we go. So that should be pretty good for those. Yes. And then our conduit needs to come on the other side of this guy here. So there. These are now going to be set to... can I configure you for items, please? So you're going to be red for in. And then this one is also going to be red for in. There we go. Now you should start receiving stuff pretty much straight away. Are you receiving anything? You're not receiving anything yet. That's because I think we haven't configured these machines, so we'll do that in a sec as well. Let's run this last conduit round so that we get the items sort of on their way into here. So let's come like round the side. This looks a bit of a mess down here now, doesn't it? It's turning into a massive snaky mess of conduits and cables. So they're going to be insert as well. Okay, now let's whiz back upstairs, because what we need to do is to configure those so it pushes those crystals out of there. So that's loads and loads of iron crystals, and then this one should have loads and loads of copper crystals. I think in terms of items, I don't think I can... Oh, I can. Yeah, so I just need to configure that as... not gas. Items. So that's going to be the output, I think. Is that going to work? Yes, so those are going. So we don't need to worry about that face there. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that face. I'm not sure what that face would be for. That face might be for pumping items out as like a normal face, but these blocks are weird. These mechanism blocks are weird. I do like Mechanism. Don't get me wrong, I do like Mechanism. It is a nice mod. I like the way that the machines work. I like the way the machines look. I like the way the machines sound. These should be getting stuff in them now. That's good. So they won't process yet because we haven't sorted them out properly. So let's get those to rotate. So now we just need to configure this one again, because this needs to be insert items on this side. So that's going to be red. So that should start getting the copper crystals and the iron crystals, right? So what we need is nitrogen chloride coming in here, which is the bottom box in here. So that will be fine. And it's going to kind of... I need to tidy this up. Let me tidy this up, and then I'll be back in a sec. Right, so I've just tidied that up, so that's much better, I think, because our hydrogen chloride is going to sort of run up there, and we don't really want that getting in the way. So these are going to be for the creative vending upgrade. That's going to be storing our hydrogen chloride in there. So we're going to need 2 pressurized tubes going to this one, and we're going to need the same over here, and then we're going to have that probably going sort of down there like that. There. And yeah, that would be good. So what we've got over here, this has been running for a little while, and we've got almost halfway there. Well, probably not even halfway there, just sort of maybe a third of the way there in terms of clean osmium slurry on these two. So combined, we're getting there. We're getting there with the osmium slurry. I'll just switch these all off. Actually, I'll just switch these to activate on a high redstone signal, and then I'll put some redstone conduit on these. So I can control those as well. I've switched these ones off as well because frame rates and stuff, it is incredibly laggy when you've got it all switched on and running. So what we need to do now is to run this cable over to here, because this is where hydrogen chloride is going to get manufactured, over this way. I'll run the cable underground, and I'll run some power to these as well. And by the time I do that, I'll probably be back home actually, because I need to set up auto crafting of the multi-block structures for our brine towers. Okay, so I'm going to run the power into these guys over here, and then I will be back, and I'll meet you back at home. Okay, so I'll just run in some pipe work. I've got a water reservoir down here. So this is where our thermal evaporation sort of tower is going to be. So that's one of them. And the other one is going to be over here, but I'm not going to do that yet. And then I've got a space here for a dynamic tank. But I'm going to bypass that for the moment. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a mess underground. But I've essentially got all the pipe work sorted out for these. So this is where the brine's going to come into our electrolytic separators. So that's pretty good. The chemical infuser is going to go here, which is also going to get us our hydrogen chloride, which is going to go down there, and then I've run that pipe all the way underground over this. These are going to be electrolytic separators as well, with water going into them. The water is going to pump hydrogen into there, and the byproduct of the brine as well is also producing us lots and lots of sodium, which we need for the creative vending upgrade. So let's go and make these machines now, and also make the multi-block structure for our thermal evaporation towers. Now, the thermal evaporation towers, I'm going to do, you can make them pretty tall, and each sort of layer that you adds 100 degrees Kelvin to the temperature, which determines the brine and liquid lithium rate that you can do. But I'm just going to go with 5 because 5 seemed to work okay actually when I did them. Right, so let's take a look at these thermal evaporation blocks, shall we? So to make these, we're going to need brass plates. Now, brass ingots are a bit weird. How do we make this? Brass blend from base metals, which is zinc. But I don't think... Have we got zinc in this pack? Because I looked up zinc before, and there's no ore for zinc, which is a bit concerning really. I think to get zinc we're going to have to do something a bit funny. I think what we need to do is we need to put sphalerite dust through an industrial electrolyzer, which gets us sulfur dust and zinc dust. So we've got plenty of sphalerite because I think we've been grinding it up. So let's get some of this sphalerite, shall we? And what's the byproduct of this? Is it any kind of gas that comes out? No, it's just industrial electrolyzers. So maybe we can, we've got loads of industrial electrolyzers upstairs. So why don't we just do this then? Let's go over to here. And in these industrial electrolyzers, let's make it so that it will now take sphalerite, and we'll leave the bauxite out. And we'll leave the rubies in there. And should we repurpose any of these other ones? Let's repurpose this one as well. And then on our ME interface over here, insert and then extract. So this is going to have sphalerite dust in stock. So then we just need to come over to here and just take these out. I don't know why these aren't working, by the way. They just kind of stopped working. I don't know, it's because I haven't got enough bauxite in there. So why don't we give this one the bauxite there. And how many cells do you need? 8 empty cells anyway. So what about the cells in here? We've got 64 sitting there. So let's give those to that one. That will get that one processing. Good. We've got 55 cells sitting there. 64 cells sitting there. So let's give these ones some cells. These don't need cells. What about this one? Do you need cells? No, you don't really need cells either. Let's put the cells... let's also keep some cells in stock, shall we? So that's producing us zinc anyway, so that's really good. So we're going to get the zinc. Now what we need to do is to combine the zinc with copper, I believe. So copper grit. And I think we've taught our system how to make copper grit before for something else. Yeah, copper powder. So let's make some copper powder. Let's grab some of those, just so we've got some on hand. So that's producing. It's producing it pretty fast actually. I'm not too concerned that that's going to be much of an issue. I don't know if I'm going to need that sphalerite for something else though. What's the other usage on it? I think it's just used for that, the sphalerite. So that's okay. That can all just grind up then. We'll just process a lot of that, and we'll leave that going. And then let's just return some of this junk back into the system, the bauxite and the dirt and all that sort of junk from in there. So let's now go downstairs and let's teach our system how to make brass, shall we? So over on this one here, let's say brass, because this is all dictionary as well, so we should be able to come and say aluminium brass blend, not that one. We want brass blend from base metals, I think, or powdered brass. What is this? We can't make powdered brass. We've got to make the brass blend. So this. So that makes 3. That's good. And then if we grab 3 of these, the usage on that, the best way to get the ingots is 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. So maybe we can use our arc furnace. So let's go downstairs to our factory. Not this way. Where are we? Where it needs to be over there. So arc furnace. Let me give you 1 of these brass, and you should process that. And I'll grab that before that goes. Good. So brass ingot over here. If we say 1 of those gives me 1 of those. Give me that. Thank you very much. So this one is going to go in here. So let's put this guy somewhere around here. So that's for the blend. So that gives me 3. And then what we need to do is we need to come up here. And we need to give it to this guy. And then we need to say what have we got going on here on the extract. So that's extracting into there. We're going to say that it's okay to insert brass blend into you, and then this one, that's okay like that. So I think that should work. If we order some brass now, let's say some brass, what we're going to do is say 10 brass. So that should work, maybe. They've gone into there and then they've gone into our system. Oh, so because the brass blends crafting, it's a bit slower. But that seems to be working okay. Maybe we want to keep some brass in stock, maybe. Okay, well that's making the brass anyway. So let's go upstairs now and let's teach our system how to make a couple of things. Let's teach it how to make some brass blocks. Or do I want to put these in a compacting? Have I got a spare compacting drawer? What's this in here? That's just, what is that, cobblestone or something? So maybe we can just say brass. The trouble is, if I do that, it's not going to know that it can make brass blocks from a compacting drawer. It's just going to have those in stock. So maybe we want to teach it how to make brass blocks. So let's say block of brass, like this, and then we want substitutions on. Good. And then what we want to do is chuck, or we'll just grab one of these actually. Just chuck those in there and then grab one of these and then go down to our block cutting machine, which is full actually, isn't it? Maybe we don't need gold plates in there at the moment. I need to build another block cutting machine. I'll do that between episodes actually. So let's grab these plates as they come out. There we go, we've got 7 of the guys. So we need to put our block of brass pattern in the molecular assembler over here. Then we should be able to order some brass, or a block of brass actually. I should have put this in first. So 1 brass block, there we go. Switch to that mode. That'll craft pretty quickly. So it's just smelting those ingots to make us that, and it's making the blends as well. So a couple of seconds and we should be good to go with a brass block. There we go. So one of those gives me 9 plates in my block cutting machine. Let's grab a chest and I'm going to put this downstairs so I don't forget where it is. So I'll put a chest like here, and that can hold the plates there so I don't forget that they're there. So that one can now go in there. So we should now be able to make brass plates, which is good for us. Let's get rid of that. Let's put that one there. Let's go back upstairs. So now I think we're good to make some of these guys, some of these thermal evaporation blocks. Maybe? Yes, good. So let's write that to a pattern because we're going to need quite a few of those. So we're going to automate that. And we can put that in our molecular assembler. There we go. So we're going to need, I think we're going to need like almost like 60 of these to get our stuff going. And then I think these take them as well. Yes, these take 4 each as well. So we're going to need quite a few. Let's grab 68 for this one, and then let's grab another 4. So let's grab 72. Wow, 72. That's quite a lot of brass. That's going to take quite a lot of time to craft, actually. Let's order those now. So 72 of these. How much is that? That's like 6 brass blocks. It's 54 ingots. So that's going to take quite a long time to craft all of that stuff. So whilst that's doing, what we'll do is we'll crack on with the rest of the machines that we need to make. So we're going to need 4 electrolytic separators, which is some of these electrolytic cores as well. So let's grab 4 of these. First of all, let's get those crafting. So they'll go. That's good. So, oh, 4 straight away. That's really good. And then we're going to need 4 of these, which I think we might even have the stuff for these, for 4 of these. So 4 electrolytic separators, and then we need a chemical infuser as well. We need 2 of the chemical infusers. So which is a dynamic tank. Now I'm not sure if we've got another dynamic tank in stock, but they're fairly easy to make. They're just like that. And then chemical infusers, we need another couple of these, so another 2 of those. And then we should be good to go with this last one. There we go. So those are the machines that we need. So now we're just waiting really on these thermal evaporation blocks. Now I wonder if we can make these yet. We make 2 of these. Actually, we're going to need 3 of these because we're going to have 2 inputs and 1 output. And then the controller as well, which is a liquid heat exchanger. Now I think I've got one of those that I made for something else, and then a generator controller from RF Tool, Deep Resonance actually. Looks like an RF Tools machine. Let's see if we've got the stuff. So what's this in the center? Machine frame from Deep Resonance, which is machine chassis from Ender.io, which is all of this junk. Plutonium. We can make 1 of those, so that's good. At least, and then we should be able to make this if we get what was it, this guy. So let's make 1 of these as well, and then that should be the controller. Well, that should be this bit done, and then that should be the controller. What is going on here? Get off. And we should be able to make this guy. So thermal evaporation controller. Excellent. And we also need some of these advanced solar generators as well, which is ultimate control circuits, and 4 solar generators. So we're going to need 16 of these guys. Jesus, look at all this stuff. So I might as well automate this as well. So let's see about this. These guys and these solar panels and these photovoltaic cells and these mirrors as well. Blue stained glass panes. Blue stained glass from Chisel, which is lapis and quite clear glass. So let's teach our system how to make that. So that's the quite clear glass that is blue. So let's drop that one in there like that, and then the rest of this stuff. So I'll set these recipes up now. I'll set them up off cam because it's going to take a little while to do. Lead nuggets and stone slabs and stuff. Don't mind me, I'm just hunting some goddamn squids like a goddamn scrub in the ocean. And the reason I'm doing that is because I need to make empowered void crystal blocks, and I haven't got no squid ink left, which is a massive pain in the ass. So I've just taught my empowerer how to make void crystal blocks, and obviously we need squid for that, or squid ink. You can make this actually from wool, but we're going to need quite a lot of this. For these guys. So each one of these takes a void crystal block. God damn it! So we're going to need at least 4 void crystal blocks. So I've got enough. I've got like 8 ink sacks now. So let's whiz home. Right, so that's most of that done. I just had to teach my system how to make empowered void crystal blocks and go and hunt some squids as well, which was a bit of an experience in itself. I think I might need to set up a squid farm actually, but I'm not sure if I'm really going to need that many empowered void crystal blocks. So I think we should have everything we need now in order to actually platinum. What the fuck? Platinum? Have we got platinum from anywhere? Platinum? Please say we've got platinum. Platinum, good. Okay, I thought that was something from a different planet or something for a second there. So we should, if we order one of these solar generators, which is going to kick off a ton of crafting. So you can see, actually, look. If we go to CPU 1, there's blue glass, blue stained glass going on. There's all sorts of stuff. Conductive iron, stone slabs, all this nonsense, steel, lead nuggets, loads and loads of stuff. And by the way, I made another block cutting machine and put it down here next to that one. I got rid of my extractor because I haven't been using it for anything. So I've put it in my inventory, but we can use that if we need to. So now we should be able to automate these. So advanced solar generators, excellent. So we need 4 of these, and all of our other stuff's ready. So all we're really waiting for is these. So those void crystal blocks are going to take quite a long time to craft, I imagine. So let's get some of these going. Let's say advanced solar generators times 4. Give me 4 of you. Now it's saying that we need the ink sacs, but we don't need the ink sacs because the void crystals are already crafting. They're already in the system, aren't they? But they're going to take quite a while. So what I propose is that we wrap it up there, and then we come back in the next episode and we finish off our 5 times ore production. What do you say to that? Does that sound good? So we need to set up the brine towers, and we've already got all of the bits crafted. So it's just a case of going and setting it all up in Closet Chem, and it will all be great. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, then please leave a like and a comment, and also join me on my Discord channel. We have lots of fun over there, and I will see you guys next time.